But it's 3 pounds that'll fluctuate and go back down, I'm sure. I know, you're working out big time. Don't say it said anything. I what the deal was.
She can come up to me when she gets the balls.
Everybody's just edgy today. God, last night is about when I was about ready to go insane. So get these people away from me. Can't stand when people get on their control freaks, you know, get on their control kicks. That's what drives me insane. Feel better?
Whoa. The water's not even that cold today.
I feel like everybody's sleeping.
What?
It's like everybody's sleeping. Where is everybody?
Everyone's separating.
They are big time, aren't they?
Big time.
They all hate each other. And tomorrow they'll hate somebody different. And the next day they'll hate somebody different.
Yeah, you'll be back in tomorrow. It doesn't even go by a daily basis, honey. It's like hours. Hourly basis.
Right now it doesn't even matter to get upset or even worry about it.
And that's why I don't go to eat. Yeah.
Keep yelling at me. Please put your microphone on the inside of your head.
That HOH is going to be big.
Mm-hmm. The house is divided.
It's funny, once everyone found a common enemy, then they went to their teams, you know what I mean? Once everyone decided they didn't want Brian here, then started splitting off.
I'm telling you, these girls need to be separated.
I agree.
They need to be torn up from in the middle. I mean, I was just in the room earlier, and like they're already starting to break down. They were being nice to her face, but they're already gunning for Angie too. you know?
Yeah.
Like they were talking about earlier. Like, you know, well, Angie's on Brian's side. Angie had more than one alliance. And I go, and I asked him, I said, so can you explain to me the rules? How many alliances are we allowed to have before we get targeted and kicked out? You know, what's the minimum? Oh, well, you can have as many as you want. And I said, oh, but then you just get in trouble for them. No, that's not what we're saying at all. Mm-hmm. And then, like, then what are you saying? Well, it's just the fact that, you know, and then they have no real response. Well, it's just the fact that, you know, they just were lying. And I'm like, lying?
Well, just because we didn't tell you about it doesn't mean you're lying. You know, but no one approached me and said, are you in an alliance? No one did that.
Michelle was mad at me more than just that comment. She got mad at me because she was already mad at me, and that comment just threw her over the edge because I called her out on something. They were all in there just going crazy, you know, on Brian, and I'm like, why are y'all even still talking about it? You've already established that there's no way he can get the votes to stay in here, and you're just in here mad and frustrated and yelling about it, like for an hour and a half.
No, you got what you wanted. Okay, move on.
And then Michelle starts making shit up again. She just made up that shit that, you know, Brian said she was number 2. She was the second one out. She just made that up so she could be a part of the drama. Mm-hmm. And then she started to do the same thing in the room. And I don't remember what she said now, but she had some comment like, oh, yeah. And then Brian was going to go after this part. You know, she started it again. And I go, Michelle, that's not true. You just made that up. No, I didn't. And I go, prove it. Well, and she couldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She had no response to that, and she just got up and walked mad at me. So she was already mad at me.
Have you heard anything about me lately?
Mm-mm. You know, other than when they talk about Brian, they just, you know, talk about you and his alliances.
These drugs in the side, it won't seal.
Shut. It's like they're all like on a mission to find drama and to perpetuate it, you know? They got what they want, but they're just not happy with that. They want to like find reasons to continually get mad at people more and more and more.
So much drama today.
I was just telling him, she's mad at me. She was already mad at me.
The person who should be causing the most is you, and you haven't done anything.
Did I do something that I don't know about?
No, I was saying she's mad at me already before I made that comment because they were in the room bashing you, you know. Oh, just that you're trying to get votes.
Of course.
But they don't think you should be doing that. And so I said, and I go, can't we just, like, you got what you want? Can't we just stop drama? Can't we just lay around and have a day of not being completely mad and yelling and screaming about stuff? And she started to, and I honestly don't remember what it was she said, but she made up something. She started to make up something about you.
Like how I wandered around in the second week.
Yes, exactly. Just exactly like that, but it was something different. And I called her out on it. I said, that's not true. You're making that up. And she just like flipped out about it. She was like, no, I'm not. I'm like, prove it. You know, and she can't prove it. And she got mad and stormed out of the room. She hasn't talked to me since. And then I made that comment. And that's her excuse now for being mad. You know, I called her out on something. She couldn't prove I called her out, so she finds the first thing I say to be mad at me about.
Nobody thinks they should be trying to get votes.
What's that?
That's hilarious. Nobody thinks they should be trying to get votes. Why wouldn't that? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna have fun the next few days. I'm gonna hang out with you and Angie as much as I can. Hang out with Dan. Enjoy the little time that's left.
Oh, well, and according to them, you know, I'm basically painting a target on myself just by hanging out with you.
And that's what I felt bad about you, is
really?
You're hanging around me.
Yeah.
That's why I feel bad.
Yeah, I'm guilty by association.
Even though I'm going home in a couple days?
Yes.
They're just painting targets on themselves.
just because I sit out here and talk to you. And I told him, I straight up, I said, listen, I said, and I said, and you can ask Brian, he'll tell you this. I go ask him right now before I even leave the room. I told him that I had told Rennie when I first got in here that I had her back and that I wasn't going to vote for her. And he knows that. And Brian told me not to vote for him. That I should hold up my agreement. And they're like, well, why didn't you tell us that? And I shouldn't have to tell you that. He's my friend. If I sit outside on the couch with him for the next 36 hours and not leave his side, I can do that. You just want to find reasons to hate me. You want to find a reason to be mad.
To make it easier, to rationalize.
Right.
Because
that's what it was all about, was rationalizing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so they want to find a reason, well, we don't like him because he's going to be